And hi everybody, welcome in to the Hempfield High School, where tonight it all comes down to this. For the District 3 playoffs, the Hempfield Black Knights and the Dallastown Wildcats ready to square off in the District 3 7th place game. But that's not the significance tonight. The significance is that the winner of this game is heading to state playoffs, while the loser will see their great season come to an end. With that in mind, we say hello from the Buchanan Gymnasium one final time this winter. We're glad you're watching, as you have all season on HST TV 7. I'm Kasey Kreider. My partner tonight is Frank Russo. Our producer is Lance Kim. Frank, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing pretty good, Kasey. How are you?
I'm doing all right, and I'm glad to have you here with me tonight. Let's talk about this girls basketball team. This District 3 playoff run, it started with so much promise for the Knights. Their dramatic win over Wilson. But since then, they've dropped games to Cumberland Valley, to Manheim Township, to put them where they are now. And this team has admittedly not played as well in those games as they had in the games prior. Now from here on out, it's go or go home time. So what are the keys to make sure Hempfield goes and wins tonight?
I think our offensive stars kind of just have to get cooking early. Like Lindsay and Jess both need to get their shot downtown, and they need to turn their defensive plays into offense on the other side. And Moffitt both need to add to the offensive side of the ball to get the win.
I agree with you on that one. So let's talk for this Dallastown team. I mean, we haven't seen them yet this season, although ironically, they started off their season the same place Hempfield did, here in the Buchanan Gym in Hempfield's tip-off tournament, along with Solanco and District 3 finalist Central Dauphin. Dallastown was ironically the one team Hempfield didn't play in that tournament. Maybe it's only fitting. Their season started together and they'll end together in this District 3 tournament. What we've seen from this Dallastown team, yes, they've lost the past 2 games, but they played everybody close this postseason. They were the only road team to win their play-in round, upsetting the Effort Amounts 43-41. And then they only lost the top-seeded CD by 10 and taking Governor Mifflin to overtime in the consolation semifinals before the Mustangs pulled it out. What we've heard about Dallastown, they're good at getting offensive rebounds and they like to press hard on defense. How can Dallastown use that to their advantage? And on the flip side, how can Hempfield try and exploit that tonight?
Well, the press definitely gets the Hempfield's offense, so if they press, it'll be really good for them. And then if they box out on offense and get those offensive rebounds, then they're going to get those boards. And Hempfield just has to stay aggressive and try and get every board, because every rebound matters, and be able to find the open player on offense during that press defense.
Yes. Have to see Hempfield. It's been a bit of a struggle at times. It's been very hot and cold for Hempfield. They've had some hot runs against Peckley Valley. They got up big, lost that lead. Got up big against Wilson. That came down to a nail biter. Never really had a chance against Cumberland Valley, granted. But Township, that was a game that they felt like they were in position to win, just quite simply didn't play the way that they needed to. And now for all these players, well, this is it. If you don't win tonight, your season's over. And I know for the seniors on this team, Lindsay Dakota, Lauren Riggs, etc., they're all hoping that their varsity basketball careers don't end tonight. So we'll have to wait and see how it all goes. Everybody out here in full force from Landisville. We're about a minute or so away from getting the starting lineups for both Hempfield and Dallastown. Hempfield will have all the usual starters: Weinhold, Riggs, Cook, Dakota, and Moffitt.
Who's somebody we should watch out for, Kasey, on the Dallastown side?
Well, on Dallastown, from what we've seen, I think DeShanti Edwards, their 5'7" point guard, she's had a good season for the Wildcats. I think she'll have an opportunity to really get involved tonight and show her strength. Claire Tayrall is one of the other starters, along with Ashley Harbald, Danica Moose, and Bria Beverly for the Wildcats. So this is going to be interesting. I mean, Dallastown, they've played teams that blew out Hempfield very closely, but they've also either lost or almost lost to teams that Hempfield beat easily. So it just depends what team shows up tonight.
Any given night, any given team can win.
Yes, sir. All right. Coach Mackey giving the PA instructions for the final time this season, regardless of whether or not Hempfield makes states. They will not play here again this season. Every state game is held at a neutral location. But once you get to states, there's no consolation rounds. If you lose, you're done. So from here on out, Hempfield must win or their season is over. Winner will play the District 1 champion in state playoffs out of Philly. Not a great draw, but again, any given game, we'll see how it goes, and both these teams just want to have a chance.
A 5'4" senior guard, number 3, Claire Tyrell.
Claire Tyrell, first starter for Dallastown.
Sophomore guard, number 5, Deshante Edwards.
Deshante Edwards, who we mentioned in the open.
A 5'6" senior guard, number 12, Ashley Harbold.
Ashley Harbold.
A 5'7" senior forward, number 31, Danica Moose.
Danica Moose.
And a 5'11" junior forward, number 41, Bria Beverly.
And 5'11" forward, Bria Beverly.
Is Jay Rexroth.
With head coach Jay
Now
Rexroth.
starters for your Hempfield Black Knights.
For the Knights,
A junior guard, number 5, Jess Weinhold.
Jess Weinel, second team
A senior guard, number 15,
All-Star for the
Lauren
Knights
Riggs.
as a defensive ace and first team
A
defensive
senior
star.
guard, 20, Lindsay
Lauren Riggs.
Dakota.
There's your first team All-Star, Lindsay Dakota. No
A
surprises
freshman
there.
guard, number 21, Autumn Cook.
Autumn Cook
And a freshman forward, number 32, Lauren
and
Moffitt.
Lauren
Your head
Moffitt.
coach Black Knights is Kendra Merrifield.
Section 1 Coach of the Year, Kendra Merrifield.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Knights.
please rise for the playing of our
Now,
national
here we
anthem.
are for the national anthem.
God bless America.
I agree with that 100%. Lance, stay with us. All right, ready to go. Gonna be fun tonight from Hempfield.
Despite this being a home game, it seems like there's not that much of a crowd here, Kasey.
It pretty even on both sides. A lot of the Hempfield crowd is to our side. You don't really see on the camera. Of course, both these teams, they know what's at stake. Let's see how it all unfolds tonight. It's Beverly and Moffitt for the tip-off. And we know Dallastown's cheerleaders showed up tonight. So did Hempfield's, and Dallastown gonna try and get the tip. Weinhold is racing for it, and we're gonna start as it goes out of bounds.
Look at that hustle play. First play of the game, she's already on the floor.
Off of Edwards. That'll give it to Weinhold to inbound it. Nice job by Jess Weinhold there. Gets it out to Dakota. Gotta think Hempfield, again, as we've mentioned, in some of these games, gotta start fast here. Can't get yourself in a hole. Cook to Weinhold. Back to Dakota. Looking, try to spin, finds Moffitt, who thought about pulling up the shoot, decides not to. Dakota now able to push through the contacts and get the basket on the board. Push through, Bria Beverly on the baseline. Now Hempfield, they're running a press as well. Good start, Frank. Getting it down to Harbaugh. Now Terrell, back to Edwards. Harbaugh again. Covered well by Cook. Beverly trying to set a screen. Here's Edwards looking outside. And here's a three by the 5'11" Beverly, who likes to play up front, but there she's going to take a three. Edwards gets through the contact of the offensive rebound. And Frank, we talked about that in the open. Rebounds. That's what Dallastown's good at on the offensive side. Their first points come like that.
Exactly what we were talking about, Kasey. They boxed out well and they got that rebound and then they got the points for it.
Yeah. They've been able to finish those. Hempfield at times in this playoff run has had trouble finishing some of their shots down at the bucket. Here's Moffitt, and it's Cook racing in to get the rebound and get back outside. Here's Dakota now. Riggs setting a screen, now getting the pass. Moffitt will shoot it and off the mark, but Weinhold is there. Another offensive rebound. Now Riggs is no good and still gets it back.
That was a hard pass.
Yeah, it was.
Throwing at each other's legs.
Somehow gets back to Riggs, and we're either going to have a jump ball, and we will. Nice job by Edwards to get in there, force a jump ball. That works like a turnover because the possession is with Dallastown. Knights didn't want to spend a timeout that early. They decide to give Dallastown the extra possession here. Getting it across. This is Edwards.
Kasey, I'm curious if Henfield's going to stick with the press defense the whole time, because it doesn't really seem to be working well. They're kind of miscommunicating.
It's got to be played cleanly. I agree with that. Second chance points.
Offensive rebound.
Danica Moose that time puts Dallastown up first. And maybe they adjust it, maybe go to more of a zone press look. Here is Riggs off the mark. And Weinhold, it bounces back to her. Cook will jump from inside and get it for the tie.
I think whoever wins the rebound battle is going to win the game, Kasey.
That's got to be the early indication, I think, Frank. You have to think. I mean, that's how Dallastown's got all their points right now, albeit only 2 baskets. Harbold, covered by Riggs, to the top of the key and Tyrell. Back to Edwards. DeShante Edwards to Beverly. Back to Tyrell. And now trying to drive inside and getting there with relative ease is Ashley Harbold. Moffitt came in at the last second, but at that point it was too late.
She caught him with the little handle there.
Yeah.
Little crossover.
Nice ball handling move by the guard. 5'6". Speaking of guards, it's Cook. Out to Weinhold, out to Dakota, and out to Riggs. Weinhold to Riggs. Cook at the top of the key. Go to Moffitt inside, who is looking for options. She will drive and not get there through the contact. Edwards on the rebound.
She has some unfinished business up there.
Well, yeah. Got to try and get that unfinished business to finished business by the end of the night, because if you don't finish that business, well, there's no tomorrow.
That's a lot of business there, Kasey.
Another 3 there taken by Beverly. Shooting at the top of the key. One of the tallest players on the floor right now. You wouldn't expect her to be a big shooter, but here she is, 2-3 attempts. Here's Riggs. Weinhold. And it's going to be called for a travel. And we will see Oriana Edmond, the first substitution in for the Knights here. And you got to think maybe that's to help get some of those rebounds on defense when Dallastown's on offense, because right now Dallastown's had ease getting those offensive rebounds.
Yeah, her taking out Moffitt is a big little size switch there.
Yeah.
And notice how they have her matching up against number 41.
Yep. Tallest player for Hempfield against tallest player for Dallastown.
And
here is a 3.
That could possibly open up Lindsay on offense, because Lindsay was previously being guarded by number 41, so maybe she'll have some room.
Yep.
Or Oriana could open up.
Whoa, Cook gave it away to Edwards, and now racing down the court in transition. Edwards gets there over Cook.
Can't afford turnovers like that.
Yeah, you
they
really
win
can't.
This.
DeShante Edwards snuck in there. We got a ton of subs getting ready to come in for Dallastown. And Dakota is down, trying to get back on the ball. Gets it away to Cook. Here's Riggs, trying to get to Weinhold, who somehow, does not stay in bounds, according to the ref. You got a ton of subs coming in. McGarry's in for Hempfield. Abby Jacobs, Olivia Stein, and Anaya Matthews, who is 6'3" for Dallastown. So she's their tallest player, but did not start on the court. I think that's a big height advantage for Matthews down there in the paint. See if they can take advantage of that. They're going to try right here. And Edmond is going to push.
That was a big push there.
Foul, yeah.
Not getting away with that one.
Yeah, I don't think so. That is the other thing that was so big about that Township game. Hempfield committed in excess of 20 fouls total, more than 10 each half. Cannot do that tonight. You had Dakota, Weinhold, Mattis all had 4 fouls at the end of that game. You can't have your best players getting in foul trouble like that. And that is a jump ball going to be called, as Beverly was trying to drive inside.
And the possession goes to Hempfield.
It does.
Good defensive play.
So we see a little more experienced lineup. None of the freshmen on the court. It's McGarry in Cook's place, Edmond, the sophomore, in Moffitt's place. Weinel on the run, gets it away to McGarry, who will look back now. McGarry to Dakota, who will jump from the foul line and get it. Dakota's going to have to nail those shots, you think, throughout the night for Hempfield to have a chance.
It's the same shot she was hitting during the jump around.
Yes, sir. I think you mean shoot around there, Frank.
Shoot around, jump around. You know, it's all the
thing.
same. You have to
Same
jump
thing.
to shoot, Kasey.
This is true. And you had a foul. It's going to get called. It's like an offensive foul against Matthews. That was away from the ball there. Hempfield has it back now. Molly McGarry, the senior, taking it up. Hoping this isn't her final game of a varsity basketball career. Weinel, across to Edmond. Looking to get somebody open, finds Riggs, but she's covered nicely. Now Edmond tries to set a screen. Here's Dakota. Weinel. Working outside, Riggs. Here's Edmond. Dakota across the top. And it's almost feels like Edmond, and then a miscommunication as she thought Molly McGarry was going to cut the other way. I saw McGarry running around there. She looked like she was open a couple times there, and Hempfield just couldn't find her.
No offense to Molly, but it might be hard to catch her around with all these big bodies. She's the shortest one on the court.
This is true. 5'2", but doesn't let that height disadvantage hinder her a lot on the court. Very tenacious player for Hempfield, who hasn't gotten as much playing time this season as last season, but still trying to make the most of it.
1 minute left in the quarter.
Yes, sir. Been a pretty fast one. Going down is Weinel, and Edwards not getting there. Edmond couldn't get the rebound, but then Matthews got her hand on it to get it back for Dallastown. 2-point Wildcat lead. Very close first quarter. We were expecting that coming in. Figured this was going to be a close one. Here's Dakota, taking her time, finding Riggs. Across to McGarry. Weinel. What's the strategy here, Frank?
I think they're going to let the clock run out so they can get the final shot. It looks like, but maybe not.
Yeah, well, let's see. They're going to try and pass inside. Here's McGarry from the outside. Is it a 3 or a 2 here, Frank?
I think it's going to be a 2, but if they have to force it, it's going to end up being a 3.
Let's see.
You can see how they're trying to work a play with McGarry.
Yeah, you can tell. Instead, they find Weinel, who will float to the baseline, and with the and one, just Weinel ties it, and now has a chance to take the lead with 6.9 to go. And those floaters for Jess Weinel, she's had a hard time making a lot of those shots down at the basket the past few games. That's the root of her offensive points. She makes her first one there.
Just like we were talking about at the beginning, Kasey, Hempfield had to find the open man, and there they had it.
The other thing with Weinhold, though, is she's struggled a little bit from the foul line lately. Came in under 50%, didn't make that one. Here's a 3 at the buzzer, no good by Stein. 8-8 at the end of one here from Hempfield.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. During this timeout, Kasey, what do you think they're telling our Hempfield players?
Well, you know, I think that was a pretty good first quarter overall for Hempfield. It wasn't perfect, especially on the defensive end at the very beginning there, when Dallastown got a lot of those offensive rebounds, but they got some of their offense going there with Dakota and Weinelt from working inside. If they can get their perimeter shooting going, we'll have to see. I think that's going to be the key tonight. Who can maybe get shooting from the outside going first? I think it's going to be the key who wins this.
Correction to what I said, not timeout, into the quarter.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, Kasey. It all has to do with the shooting, and then if you don't get the shooting, you have to get that offensive rebound to get it back up.
100%. That's why they remain with Edmond out there. Although I'm sure we'll see Moffitt at some point back in there playing in the low post. In fact, maybe we'll see both of them on the court at some point together. Not right now, though. It's Edwards at the top. Actually, way back. Guarded by McGarry. Gets it away. This is Stein. Here's Edwards. To Stein again from three. McGarry trying to make up in time, and it is no good off the top of the backboard anyway. Gonna have to watch Stein though shooting maybe off the bench. He's taken 2 here early on. Weinhold looking, checks it down Dakota, and now they get it across with Riggs. And Weinhold in transition over to Edmond on the outside. And here's Dakota losing control of it. It's gonna go out. They're gonna try to keep it in. Couldn't quite do it in time or in bounds.
The amount of effort just throwing your body on the ground shows how much these seniors really care about this game.
No doubt. Well, you know, I think even if they realize, look, it's going to be a tough task to go into Philly, basically. Even though it won't be a home game, it'll likely be up in that area. Generally, you see higher seeds in the opening rounds get not a home game, but a game closer to where they're at. Even if Hempfield knows they're probably not going to win that game, just getting to states, I think, is a big accomplishment. And then you never know. Just have to wait and see what happens. There's McGarry to clean up on the other end. Molly McGarry on the steal. And now back to Riggs, who's covered, finds Dakota. Weinhold, McGarry.
You see the speed McGarry had running down the court there? That's insane, man.
She's one of the more pure athletes you'll find in Hempfield sports.
I bet I can run faster.
All right, Frank. You still doing track and field this spring?
I am. Monday's the first day, Kasey.
All righty. We'll put that to the test. In the meantime, let's get back to the court. Here's Weinhold. Good luck with that, brother.
Thank you.
Weinhold taking her time to Riggs, and you have another pushing foul call there.
On Dallastown.
Yeah, it's on Dallastown. That is, I think, again on Matthews, or no, call it on Harbaugh. So here's Weinhold. Cross to Riggs. Edmond. Dakota. Loses control.
There.
Yeah.
How
and McGarry. How did Molly McGarry get that on the baseline? What a play, Molly McGarry.
That pass from Lindsay.
That was a great pass from Dakota, but how did McGarry get that in there with so little space to work with? That was a heck of a play.
For both players.
Yeah, we've done a dozen games. That might be the best play we've seen from McGarry all season. And that one's out of bounds off an errant pass by Matthews.
Both teams
Hempfield
are
has the lead.
Sorry.
Oh, you're good. Go on.
Both teams are going to have to watch with these turnovers, because on the turnovers is really when you can catch the other team and get that lead to go ahead and go on a run.
Yes. So McGarry off the go-ahead basket. Now back to Weinhold, to Edmond. Riggs. Finds Dakota. She gets to the outside. Weinhold to Riggs. Inside, here's Edmond. They'll try her in the post for the first time, and she'll get it taken away with a foul called on Edmond, or not Edmond, Edwards. Non-shooting foul called there, but that's the 4th of this half for Dallastown.
And there's a sub for Bryn Axe taking out Lauren Riggs.
Bryn Axe, first time we've seen her tonight. She's been Hempfield's 6th player off the bench for most of the season, but took her till 4:53 to go in this quarter to get in. I think that's in large part due to the nice play by McGarry and Edmond. Dakota got open.
I think that was a flop there. There's a delayed second of time. It makes you on the ground.
I kind of agree with you on that.
Got Lindsay the open look and she knocked it down.
Definitely try to draw that charge, but when you don't draw it, it can make you look a little silly there. So now we're trying to rebound, and there's Edmond getting in there to break it up. Dallastown will keep it, but Oriana Edmond gets in there.
Tip of her finger, just right out of there.
Outside, Beverly. Dallastown down by 4 now. Biggest deficit of the night with 4:26 to go in this first half. Here's Beverly. Guarded, chucks it up, and Edmond's there for the board. Back to Britt Axe. Working around. Edmond, McGarry, Weinel, Dakota. Inside overshoots Axe, and it's Edwards. On the rebound, trying to get it on fast break to Beverly. That is a travel on Bria Beverly. She had a chance over Jess Weinel and gave it away traveling. Some big mistakes by Dallastown here in this second quarter.
Turnovers are costing them, Kasey.
Oh, no doubt. Talked about Hempfield. Maybe the past couple of games they played a little sloppily. So far, it's the Wildcats. Here's Axe.
Almost lost the ball there.
Almost, yeah. Now you've got another foul here.
Some passionate players in the crowd tonight.
Yeah. That's a foul on Edmond.
And now
Actually,
they took Edmond out and
a
put Moffitt back in.
I couldn't tell if that was a foul or a lane violation. I didn't catch the ref's call.
I think it was a foul. It seemed kind of aggressive.
from the fan to the reflective, yes. I agree with that.
I mean, if you're going to yell about a lane violation, be my guest.
Whoa, it goes over the hands, and McGarry's there, but then loses control. But it goes off of Edwards. Molly McGarry is making an impact here tonight, though.
These hustle players are what are helping Hempfield get this lead.
Yeah. It's kind of funny. We haven't seen the freshmen in this quarter. They've been kind of mainstays. And as I say that, Frank reminds me that they just did sub in Lauren Moffitt for at Edmonds, so never mind. McGarry trying to go all the way now, passing out to Riggs, or no, that's Moffitt. And then Axe for the shot, no good, and that was a fight down there, and getting it away is Edwards, and now in transition, go out off of Axe there. She was trying to get in and swipe it from behind. Hempfield's cheerleaders are into it now.
They got me into it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I can see that. Here's a three off the mark and rebounded by Moffitt, who then promptly hands off to ball handler Lindsay Dakota. She serves as this team's handler when Cook's not on the floor. Cook has not been on the floor since early in that first. But she is getting ready to come back in soon. She's at the table. Here's Axe. 2:23 to go. Not seen a basket in a while. Axe goes through the legs of Weinel. Just Weinel wishes she had that one back. Autumn Cook is going to come back in for Molly McGarry. See if they can get Cook going. McGarry made some nice plays when she was in there, though. That's a welcome sight to see for a player that hasn't gotten a ton of playing time this season. Now here's Edwards. Cross. DeShante Edwards. Taking it up. Coach Rexroth calling out directions. Players will listen. Across. That's Harbaugh. Matthews from the line decides not to take it. Driving is Taro. Now across it's Edwards. Covered by Axe on the other side is Taro. Hempfield playing nice defensively to this point. Granted, both teams are. Harbaugh. Hear the fans chant or say, good defense, White. They're not wrong. They are holding Dallastown down here for now. Can Dallastown get any sort of an open look? 1:25 to go. Beverly.
Has Dallastown scored this quarter?
I don't know that they haven't. If they haven't, they won't there as Dakota is in there and then overshoots as she was trying to get it, I think, over all the way to Axe. It was kind of in between, though.
It was in between everybody. That went right through and out.
Yeah. Oh, and Dakota, you can kind of see her facial expression like, oh, goodness, can't believe I gave that one up in transition.
Turnovers on turnovers.
Yeah, it's been one of the stories. Hasn't bitten Hempfield quite as much as it has Dallastown at this point.
And with that, Hempfield has the 4-point lead.
Yeah, exactly. Trying to keep it here.
There's a minute left in the quarter till the half.
Yeah. Dallastown has not scored this quarter. They still haven't scored this quarter. Now Beverly's fouled with the N1.
Beverly.
So they have scored this quarter.
It only took them the whole quarter, but it's all right.
7/8 of the quarter. Foul called on Cook there. Beverly connects for the good old-fashioned three-point play to get it down to a 1-point game. And Axe gets on top of it there.
A risky pass.
Yeah, still trying to get over. Now it's 2-on-1. Wydell will take it all the way. Not finishing. Edwards jabs a hand in there to get it back for Dallastown. Now they're in transition on the way. Turcota tries to take a charge. Can't. Edwards is not going to get there.
His body's on the
And
ground.
with everybody on the ground, Autumn Cook got smothered in there. Hempfield finally has it back off the rebound board by Moffitt. And now it's Axe taking it up. 25 seconds to go. And counting. Down to 20. Turcota assessing to Wynell.
You think they go for the 3 or 2-pointer kick?
Well, let's see. With Cook out there, you got to at least respect it. Turcota's not afraid to shoot either. She gets it tipped away, it goes off the rim, and now you'll have a fight and maybe a jump ball. That'll go with the Black Knights with 1.9 seconds to go in the half. And now, Frank, I think it's pretty obvious. Whoever's going to get the ball here is going to have to score.
Yeah. 1.9 is the perfect time for an inbound play.
Oh, and getting it blocked. Wynell tried to put it back and can't. Turcota got blocked on the shot, and Wynell tried to get it off just in time. That's the end of the first half. A lot of defense in that second quarter, especially. Only 4 points for the Knights, 3 for Dallastown. 12-11 is the total score at half. Knights up by 1 here. Winner will go to States. That'll be in 16 minutes of game time. Frank and I will be back on the other side in this third quarter to break it down, but until then, we'll take a 10-minute break and say that we'll be back from the Buchanan Gymnasium here in just a little bit. And hi, everybody. Welcome back to Hempfield. We're ready to go for the second half of this one. Been a lot of defense so far. 12-11 is the score, and Knights are up over Dallastown. Frank, it's been an kind of interesting start to this. I mean, Hempfield, you look back to that first half, they didn't really take a ton of shots because they didn't get a lot of good looks, but they made a lot of the shots they did wind up taking. For Dallastown, they made a couple sloppy mistakes. Got to clean those up, I think, in this second half.
Yeah, Dallastown's lucky to still be in it with the mistakes they're making, but Hempfield, I don't even think they shot a three-pointer. They really just need to get more shots. The more shots you take, the more shots go in. I'm pretty sure that's how that works.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Run and gun is not really Hempfield's style of offense, but maybe they can get it going tonight. We shall see. Here's a three early on. That was from Terrell. And that one goes out. Give it back to Hempfield. So Dallastown comes out shooting. They want the lead 12 seconds into the third quarter. Instead, don't get anything. Across to Wynell. Turcota. Working through everybody. And now going to slow it down in the half court. Here's Cook. You called it, Frank.
Look at that three-pointer. That was beautiful.
That was a beauty of a shot by Autumn Cook. She's been a little streaky at times this season with the three, but she's usually good for at least one a game. She might need more than one, though, to beat Dallastown. Let's see if she can get more. 15-11. Dallastown trying to work hard outside, get somebody open. It is off the mark by Terrell. Second three-point attempt in as many possessions from Terrell for Dallastown, driving the baseline and going away from Wynell. Riggs is trying to pass it over to her. And that's an early turnover for the Knights now. Dallastown just looks kind of sluggish right now. They can't really execute.
They're just kind of throwing up a shot to get a shot.
Yeah.
They're not really working their plays out or anything, so Hempfield's defense is working well on them.
There's Beverly. Across it over the hands of Harbold. Give it back to Hempfield.
Kasey, guess what?
What?
That's another turnover.
By definition, yes. That's been a theme though for at times both these teams, but especially Dallastown.
Turnover battle, the rebound battle, the three-point battle. Sounds like the whole game.
Yeah, and I think Hempfield, maybe not the rebound battle, but they're winning the other two. Here's Cook, getting it away from Maris Edwards. And now it's 2-on-1 down there. Dakota's gonna try and play defense. And a foul is gonna get called on Dakota. That will send Deshante Edwards to the line. Edwards has 4 points tonight, which lead the Wildcats.
Deshante Edwards in the line, shooting 2.
It's Lindsay's first foul tonight.
It is. That's a welcome change from the Township game, though.
Still don't want it.
That's true. No good for Edwards on number 1.
Do you think the cheerleaders are battling with their cheers?
Well, I think, yeah, I mean, there's a little competition in there, I think. I agree with that. But I think they're also content to let the teams on the court battle it out for themselves.
That was a risky pass.
Yeah, that was a risky pass. Edwards is going to get called for a foul on Weinold there. She tried to cut it off in there.
She kind of got bodied. That looked like, no, that looked like a hard hit up from up here.
It did. Second foul of the game for Edwards. Oh, now Dakota's in trouble. Got away from it and now loses it. It's Edwards back on it, and Edwards passes over. Shot taken off the mark, though, by Harbold. And it's Moffitt there. Back to Riggs now in transition. Getting it away is Edwards, who came racing in from behind. But Hempfield's going to keep it.
Seems like everybody's trying to do it by themselves. Lindsay tried to take on a triple team, and then Lauren tried to take it up. Hempfield needs to pass the ball.
Well, they're going to start by doing that here. Riggs across to Dakota. Try to get somebody on the outside open. Weinold. Work back now. Here's Riggs. On Moffitt. Dakota thinking, trying to drive, and can't quite psych out Beverly, so instead she'll work back the other side. Still trying to make some moves, and now you have a foul. I think one against Weinold. Hand check foul there. Off the ball, give it back to Dallastown.
Well, that was a good pass, though.
Good pass, and then
it
Cook
got stolen.
steals it, cuts it off. Autumn Cook, she's shifty, she's explosive. She can make a lot of plays on both ends.
Ooh, see that crossover?
I did see that crossover.
I like that one.
I'm used to seeing that, though. We've seen it all season from Cook. It's Dakota trying to get herself open, spin, get to the basket, can't get there. And Edwards taking it up, now one-on-one down with Riggs. You got a player down from Dallastown. Shot's no good, it bounces around, it still bounces around. And Autumn Cook somehow found the ball before getting tripped up by Ashley Harbold.
You're going really fast, Kasey.
I agree.
That was a lot.
There's a lot going on there. You had Claire Terrell down on the other end. It was 4-on-5 there for a sec. Now you see Ania Matthews come back in for Danica Moose. Matthews, as we mentioned, trying to use that 6'3" frame of hers to her advantage. And you have a timeout here taken by Hempfield, 4:35 to go. It's not quite Hempfield Township levels of defense, but we've seen a ton of defense tonight on both ends.
Even if it isn't defense, it's just considered a little low scoring, I would think. A
no
lot of
doubt.
the buckets just aren't going down.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. I mean, that, and also I feel like, both sides have done a good job defending inside the arc. And I think both these teams know that shooting from beyond the arc is not really their strength for either Dallastown or Hempfield, so they're kind of taking advantage of that right now.
I completely agree. What do you think our coach is telling the team?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think right now, Hempfield, I think, has Dallastown right where they want them. Don't get complacent. Don't do anything stupid. Don't do anything dumb.
Stupid? You could say outrageous.
or outrageous. Just don't be smart at this point. I think you got to, it's that old use your head play. I think that's what Hempfield's got to do right now. Realize, all right, you can't rest on your laurels here, obviously. But, mean, you're playing better right now, I think. That's something that we really haven't been able to say about this Hempfield team past couple games. I think they're outplaying Dallastown right now.
I think if they take care of the ball, less turnovers, and they just play their game, they'll stick with this low lead.
I agree.
It might end up being a nail biter at the end.
Yeah, well, we've gotten used to that, haven't we?
Stuff's scary. Very scary.
I've seen you behind the camera for a couple of those games, and yes, I can attest to that. Here's Weinold. Dakota. Riggs.
See what they're doing, Kasey?
I
They're all
do.
standing like a dice, like a number 4 on a dice.
Yeah. Good.
They're not moving.
I agree. Good analogy.
This is so strange.
Now you have a foul finally. Giving up. All right.
They're still standing there.
So that's what Coach Merrifield was telling her team in the timeout. That's what she drew up. I mean, it worked. Hempfield still got it.
I hope they call it the dice. I really do. They're still doing it. This is amazing. I love this. They're just having Lindsay go one-on-one.
You're gonna make it the nickname at this point. Now they get to Weinold. Now everyone's moving around. And Cook got covered up now, crosses over, and jumps for the basket.
That was beautiful. Look at that stroke.
I'm watching the assistant coaches on the sideline. They're getting into it with fist pumps. And now Dakota trying to pick it off. Can't. Nice job by Stein to keep it inbounds with 3:39 to go.
That was also good defense by Hempfield to get him to have that bad pass.
Great team. Here's Stein.
I'm still in shock. Like, what was that dice thing? Like,
whatever works, Frank. Whatever works.
but like, it didn't work. But like, that's not my business. It's very interesting. I'll say that.
We'll get an explanation for the players after the game. But until then. All right. But they got Bucket on the possession and now trying to drive through and not coming anywhere close as Edwards. Hempfield has it back. Cook on the rebound now, getting out to Lindsay Dakota.
I think we might have got away with a foul down there.
That's true. That was close. Probably has a lot to do with why Edwards didn't get very close to the basket there and didn't hit anything other than the rim. Now you have...
I believe that was a moving screen on Dakota.
Moving screen on Dakota. That, I think, is going to be her second foul of the game.
You can see she doesn't like that call. Shaking her head.
Yeah, well. You win some, you lose some in this game, Frank. All right.
What's he doing? Oh, the floor is wet down here, so they're wiping it off with a towel. The referee had to stop the play for that. It must be pretty wet. I mean, there's been a couple bodies on the ground, so I wouldn't doubt it that there's sweat on the floor. It's all about the safety, folks. All about the safety. Kasey's laughing at me. This is a very serious matter.
You figured it out. No, I agree. Very, you don't want anyone slipping here. Gotta have that traction.
Unless Autumn Cook's breaking their ankles.
Well, yeah.
I'm pro for that, just saying. I'm not biased, though.
How you're looking like you with a nook.
I wish I looked like that.
Yeah. If you looked like that, you could have tried out for the boys basketball team instead of the track team this year. There's a foul called against Matthews. They'll send her to the line. Got a blocking foul. That's called on Moffitt.
All right, Matthews to the line, shooting 2.
That was extremely loud.
That was a loud whistle.
Oh, I think they're trying to mess with the free throw. I understand that. Do you ever think about whether that is like socially acceptable to like just like scream?
Oh, it's acceptable. I think you see it everywhere. Some teams get louder than others. Dallastown gets the rebound off a miss by Matthews, and then Cook able to control it, take it down, get through everybody, and go off the mark there, off the backboard. Coach telling the team to slow down. They won't. That's an air ball, the 3, and then it goes off of Moffitt. Went off her body. There, she had an easy rebound off the miss by Terrell that didn't hit a single thing in the zip code 17538.
I think that's what threw her off. I don't think she was ready for the air ball.
Can Terrell get hot shooting?
That was nice.
Dallastown cannot get hot shooting. Doesn't matter who it is right now. That was Stein that time, and now give it back to Hempfield in a 4-point game with 1:51 to go in the quarter. Here's Cook. Wow, that one.
It's a kick ball right there.
That's the only motion that could have caught that. There's a couple members of this Hempfield girls basketball team that were on that soccer team, but yeah, that's not the sport we're playing right now.
We just had Oriana Edmond check in for Ryan Moffett. It's a couple years ago, my bad.
Ryan Moffat's sister, Lauren Moffett. Part of a long Moffett family here in the Hempfield basketball program. Dakota able to stick with it, and it's a foul call then against Beverly, but Dakota able to hang on to the ball as Beverly caused her to lose control of it for a sec.
Ashley Harville back here.
Jess Weinel will inbound this one. If you like scoring, this is not the girls' basketball game for you.
That is for sure. 17-13 with the Knights having a 4-point lead.
Yep. And Hempfield is going to take it any way they can get it to get into states. Central Dauphin and Central York playing the championship game Saturday. That doesn't really matter.
Kasey, they're doing it.
To Hempfield, though.
I'm dying to know what this is called. I really am.
Me too. I don't think I've seen it this season, at least not in the games I've been to, so.
My analysis is that they're trying to get the matchup that they want so that player can take the one-on-one to go to the bucket.
Agreed. Here we go again.
But I also could be completely
here we go
wrong.
again.
You can see Dakota trying to break free.
I mean, hey, if it works, it works. Let's see if it works. Dakota trying to hang on to the ball, somehow did. And Riggs, back across, Cook will drive and get there, Autumn Cook. Autumn Cook has 9 points on the night.
30 seconds left in the quarter.
If she's been streaky tonight, she's on a hot streak. Here's another 3. Finally goes down the pipe by Stein. And that might be the key for Dallastown if they need to hit those shots. 10 seconds to go in the quarter and counting. Weinel looking. Riggs from 3. Got it! At the bucket!
What a way to end the third quarter.
Oh my goodness. Lauren Riggs, clutch shot.
And we're back after we're switching the batteries for the second time tonight. So thank you, Kasey, for doing that for us. I think my main highlight from the third quarter was probably that little dice play. It's very interesting. What do you think, Kasey?
I'm not really sure what to think about it. I mean, it's working. I'll say that.
I'm not sure if we've scored off of it, but we've definitely got some time off the clock.
Well, we scored the first possession. My memory's not good enough to remember. Yeah, we did score the second possession. That was Cook.
I believe you.
So, I mean, it's working. And then Riggs with the corner 3 at the buzzer to give Hempfield a 6-point lead. Look out, Weinel cannot keep it from going back into the backcourt.
Her foot just got on that line.
That was so close. Now Dallastown has it back. So you had dueling 3s there. Dallastown makes their first of the night with Olivia Stein, but then Lauren Riggs hits the corner 3. Rhea Beverly.
Oh.
Whoa, look out. Somehow it
Dakota
gets
with
over.
the deflection. That's what that was.
Here's Edwards. 7:28 to go in a 6-point game. Winner is on to the PIAA State Tournament 32 teams in it, 7 from District 3. Hempfield came in as the 7 seed, Dallastown the 9, so they should be there, you would think, for Hempfield. Dallastown trying to spoil the party. How did they keep that in? That was Beverly getting there, tipping it back, and then they can't make the shot. And every single player on Hempfield is down to the basket.
I was about to say that.
And every single player on Dallastown wants a foul, and they don't get it.
It was a 5-on-1 for the rebound.
Now you have a timeout taken by Coach Merrifield.
I hope she's drawing up another play.
Another dice play.
That was very interesting, Kasey. We had
we've
all
seen a couple,
5 players right there for the rebound.
We've seen a couple of things tonight that I don't think we're used to seeing. But, I mean, it's working. Dallastown has 16 points through 3 and a minute. Now, granted, Hempfield isn't doing a ton offensively, but that's a credit to Dallastown's defense. They've hit some clutch shots, especially in that third quarter.
I think Dallastown's coach has been telling them just kind of slow down and play their game, because you can kind of just see that they're trying to play their game, and they're definitely slowing down the pace a little bit just to try and get back on track in the game.
I still feel like, though, that Dallastown's forcing a couple too many shots here. I think, you know, I think they're maybe getting a little frustrated with Hempfield's defense.
I just think they're not getting the shots they want.
That's true. I think you're right on that.
And they're not terrible shots they're getting, because they're still somewhat in this game.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. And, I mean, as we saw with Stein there, I mean, they can make some of those shots. Here is Riggs, open for a set. Cook, I think, wanted to load up, decides not to. Now Riggs passes up the open 3 to get 2 from Jess Weidel.
I thought Riggs was pretty open there, and then she should have took the
too.
shot, but, I mean, points on the board is all that matters.
Whatever works. 8-point lead for the Knights. Now cutting through is Edwards. She doesn't get there. Beverly not getting the rebound. Ari Edmond fights for it. And then it's caught on a travel.
I kind of believe that. I feel like her feet were moving a little bit.
I do.
But that was good defense by Dakota there. She just stood there with the arms up, threw the defender completely off.
Dallastown scored 8 points in the first quarter. And now they're called the travel as they were trying to pass it back Beverly to Edwards.
I thought they were going to call foul on Dakota. I was like, no way. She barely touched him.
Not there. Dallastown scored 8 in the first quarter. They've scored 8 since then. We're at 6:17 to go in the fourth. For some perspective. Here's Cook. Whoa, look out. Back to Lionel. Dakota covered well. Lionel. Edmond open outside, gets it to Dakota. Riggs is open over there, and now Cook from 3. Got it!
Beautiful. It is beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys didn't notice on that offensive possession, Hempfield stayed outside the three-point line that entire time.
And that's why Autumn Cook, if there were questions about whether she had her shot or not, I think she's got it back tonight. 12 points for the freshman, and now Hempfield is in a good position to go to states. If they can hang on, you got a foul called on Beverly, but it's an 11, or called against Beverly, but it's an 11-point Hempfield lead.
Did you say Beverly? That was on Lindsay.
Oh, whoops, yeah.
It was a
called against Beverly on Dakota, yes.
All right, my bad.
That was my bad. I messed that up too. Whoa, look out, that's Edwards clearly out of bounds.
Right on the baseline. I'm really enjoying these plays the coach is drawing up.
I am too. Hempfield is just, I think, trying to, kind of sold us away. Lindsay Dakota.
She dribbled the whole way down the court and was wide open.
She wasn't even contested, Frank. That's incredible. What is Dallastown doing on defense right now? That one spins out. Edmond behind her head. You're going to get a jump ball called. That'll go back to Dallastown.
I think her hair got caught in the other person's hand.
Yeah. Dallastown. Coach Rexroth has to take a timeout. And this crowd is getting loud now for Hempfield. Coaches on the sideline are hyped up as they should be. This has been an explosion.
13-point lead?
It's a 13-point lead, Frank.
Wow. That happened quick.
That did happen really quick. It was 3 until the waning seconds of the quarter. Third quarter. Then Lauren Riggs hit that corner 3 at the buzzer to get it to 6.
It really just looks like Hempfield wants it a little bit more. You should see how they're getting those defensive rebounds. They're grabbing for it. They're diving on the floor. They're putting up good shots. Like, it's all just working out for the past 2 minutes. Like, it's only been 2 minutes, and they gained such a lead.
And this is no disrespect to Dallastown, but they just look dead out there right now. They're just making mental errors here and there, forcing shots. Now they're going to have to force shots. They're down by 13 with 5:10 to go. They're going to have to take looks even if they're not thrilled with them. And
even the looks they were getting when they were getting in the lane, it just seemed like the basket almost had a cap on it. Like they just couldn't get it in.
yeah, exactly.
Kasey, you know what I'm excited about?
What are you excited about?
Whatever play she just drove up.
Amen to that, brother. All right.
What'd she get? Section 1, coach? Oh, look at that. Look at that.
Oh. All right. Trying to drive and cut into this deficit, and they will not do it. Riggs for the board off the miss by Harbold. Here is Cook, back to Riggs, back to Weinel, back to Dakota, who is covered heavily, gets it stolen across the baseline, though, not able to keep it in bounds, was Olivia Stein. Actually, no, timeout is taken.
That was a timeout.
Hempfield.
Timeout taken by Hempfield.
What does that mean?
Means a timeout, Frank.
All right.
You're all good, don't worry.
Who has the possession?
Well, I would think it had to be Hempfield. They can't call a timeout on defense.
Well, because Lindsay got
They would
the
have had to
ball
have gotten it back.
stolen, and then the girl dribbled it out of bounds, it looked like, and then Hempfield got the ball, right? Isn't that what happened?
Well, regardless, it should be Hempfield's ball.
I'll take it.
I hope. I think.
Well, because I agree that Hempfield can't call a timeout unless they have the ball.
Yeah. So they have to have the ball, and they
Yeah,
and
so
they do.
I think the girl dribbled out of bounds. That's what it was.
Yeah, agreed. And then they call a timeout off.
I'm sorry, I don't know her name. I don't remember who it was either, so.
So this is Olivia Stein.
All right. Casey knows it all. Just so you know, folks. Casey knows it all.
Frank, I gave you the roster.
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay. Weinhold working outside, finds Cook. Riggs is wide open on the other side, but they can't get it over to her. Riggs was just wide open. She had her arm in the air a couple times like she was volunteering in math class. Now you have a foul. That's called on Harbold, her third, team's fifth. This is falling apart for the Wildcats. Cook goes all the way to the backcourt.
Oh, look
That's
at those
legal off
handles.
and inbound, and whoa, Dakota batting it back, and Weinel gets on top of it.
Oh, I don't think that looks...
Whoa, Dakota lost it now, and now, oh yeah, you're right, you got to play her down.
She dove right into Jess's knee
Yeah.
with her upper body.
Yeah.
Did not look like it went well.
Shantae Edwards is the one who got banged up.
She might have hit her teeth or her
Yeah.
chin. It's not fun.
Kind of holding her jersey up to that face there. Hope she's okay. Coming in for her is Taro. And Hempfield, really at this point, just got assaulted away. Edmond over Weinel, wide open.
Beautiful play, Kasey. Beautiful play.
You know, it's hard to believe as we see a three that does not hit a thing by Harbold. It's kind of crazy to believe this is a team that took Governor Mifflin, a team that blew Hempfield out spectacularly to overtime. Now here we are, 3 days later, Hempfield's up by 15 in the waning minutes, on their way to the state playoffs for the first time, I believe, since 2008. No disrespect to Dallastown, but I think they'd agree. They have not played well tonight. Weinel bounces through.
She keeps getting down there in the paint under the basket, and she's just getting good looks.
Hempfield is making everything tonight. The things they weren't making against Township or Cumberland Valley are coming to life now. And Hempfield, Riggs has it back. He got a jump ball forced in there. No, a foul forced. Reach-in foul on Ashley Jacobs.
Hempfield's really heated up in the second half of this game.
Jacobs. Oh, no doubt. I mean, this was a one-point game at halftime, Frank, and since then, the Knights have outscored the Wildcats 21-5.
Some quick math there, Kasey.
I had to make sure I remember the halftime score right. That is a blocking foul that's going to put Hempfield in the bonus. Bria Beverly.
Still a lot of time to be in the bonus.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it matters too much at this point, Frank. Dallastown is not, they can't do anything right now. Been rough. I mean, got to give credit to this Wildcats team. They were the only road team to win in the playoff round. They upset effort, as we mentioned. And they've played everybody close until tonight. Kind of crazy to believe. And this is the most maybe important game.
How much do you think home advantage matters in these games?
I mean, tonight you'd have to say it matters. I think for Dallastown, I mean, it is pretty long travel into here, but still, I mean, as I said, they won on the road against Ephrata, so it's not like they're not accustomed to doing that. They just really haven't come to play tonight.
But on the other side, Hempfield looks amazing right now, and their other two games are both away, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, that's just how it goes. Tyrell hits a 3 to get it back to a 15-point game after Dakota went 1 of 2 from the line.
It's a timeout, Dallastown.
Yeah?
I learned that tonight, folks.
What?
The signal. I just saw him do it, and he pointed to Dallastown. Okay. I'm learning.
I'll give you credit, Frank. You're doing a good job. All right. But, well, I mean, for Dallastown, their only chance, if you say they have a chance, they have to find some way to just hit shot after shot after shot right now. And then
they have to pull the Tracy McGrady when he scored, like, how many points did he score in like 30 seconds? I don't know that stat, but I'm pretty sure you can look up that highlight reel if you're really interested. Definitely watched it multiple times. I don't think it's going to happen right now.
I don't know. I agree. I don't think it's going to happen, but...
But anything's possible.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you never know. That's why you play the games. Cook slows down. Dallastown is playing aggressively. That was batted into the air like a pinball, and then Cook. That one's out here looking like a holy roller as Wino gets back on it. Dakota gets it across to an open Cook. Riggs is wide open. Hempfield will slow it down, try to get it to Edmond inside. That's a kicking foul, I believe, called.
Dallastown's really putting on the clamps. They're putting 3 people to just run at the ball, it seems like.
Yeah.
And then Hempfield panics and throws it out.
Riggs gets it over to Dakota. Edmond trying to post up inside. Interesting, we have not seen much of Lauren Moffitt tonight as Cook gets taken down hard.
That was a dirty hit. The crowd wants a foul.
You put it very bluntly, Frank, but I'm not 100% sure I disagree with you. I mean, I understand what Edwards was trying to do, get back on the ball, but that was, that didn't work. Tyrell doing jumping jacks there on Riggs. That's a push.
That was a big push. I wonder if
that
she
was
did
an emphatic push on Jacobs. Sends Hempfield to the line. That's Dallastown's only, well, I don't want to say it's a chance at this point, but.
And that clearly represents the frustration that Dallastown's going through in these final minutes.
No doubt. I mean, they have to understand. And Winold is good off the second bounce. For the seniors on this team, they understand this is it. And obviously, I know Dallastown, even though they lost, I think you could make an argument they were riding some momentum off playing those teams close as they did. They were really hoping for a better showing tonight. That 3 is no good, and that one will go back to the Knights with 2:36 to go. Hempfield just trying to salt this one away and then play the District 1 champ in the first round of state playoffs on March 6th. Winold is wide open across there. You got a Stein going down there. Here's Dakota. Crowded and fouled. And for Hempfield, Cook has 12, Dakota has 9, Winold has 9. Dakota trying to get double digits. And will. Heck of a performance the other night by the Knights, Frank.
Can you say it again? I just didn't hear you.
I'm sorry. Heck of a performance tonight, though, by the Black Knights.
I completely agree. It took them a while to get heated up, but once they did, they're gone.
This is the team. This is as good as we've seen this team play in a while in this second half.
I like the energy that they brought to the court.
Yeah. You know, we're saying they might not beat Philly. I don't, you know, they're not gonna be favored, that's for sure. But where they're playing right now, you never know.
Anything can happen, Kasey.
They are putting it to them right now with 2:16 to go. Non-league opponents, but Keystone Cup opponents who haven't played each other until now. Riggs gets it across. Orion Edmond was wide open, and if Riggs could get that over, Orion Edmond maybe could have dunked that.
That would have been fun to watch.
Well, we would all lost our mind if that happened.
That also would have been sort of disrespectful.
A little bit, but.
I believe Hempfield called a timeout before they passed it away.
There was a timeout taken by somebody.
Yeah, it was by Hempfield.
It was, okay.
Just they also passed it away like right after, so it looked like a steal kind of. My analysis.
But it was not.
It was not.
It was not.
So looking ahead, Kasey, do you think Hempfield can keep this sort of energy in the hustle plays? Because a lot of what they're doing tonight, I don't think shows up on the stat sheet. It's kind of just running around.
Well, I mean, that's their only chance. If they don't bring this type of energy and hustle, they're not going to win. They're not going to pull off the upset against whoever, the District 1 champ, whoever that winds up being, which we know is an incredibly tough district to play in, very competitive. So they're going to have to bring this energy to have any chance in states.
And they especially have to bring it right out of the gate because it took them a while to heat up in this game, and they got away with it.
That's the one thing, I think. It did take them a little bit while to really heat up. This second half, I mean, this is about as much offense as we've seen all season from Hempfield against a quality opponent like this.
I'm a fan of the coach. After halftime, they came out swinging. After these timeouts, they got these amazing plays. I think it goes down to the coaching tonight.
You have to remember, Frank, this is a team. Last year, they were 7-15. Not anywhere close to any sort of playoffs, not even a winning record. So who would have thought 17-5, a Section 1 championship, getting district playoffs, and a state playoff berth is a minute 51 away. That's a ringing endorsement of what Coach Merrifield has done. Travel call against Weinhold. At this point, it's all over really but the crying.
Yeah, Dallastown kind of seems to be dragging on this game with fouls and stoppages.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying. I mean, you got to understand. I mean, this is it, but
yeah, but they haven't really.
At some point, you might have to be resigned to your fate.
Yeah, they haven't really added any points to their score.
No. In a long time.
In a long, long time.
They've had a couple here and there, but it hasn't been much.
Here they get an opportunity at the line.
Yeah, we'll see. Deshante Edwards does have 5 on the night. Good to see her back in, by the way. After she had to exit with that injury, remember, earlier. Molly McGarry comes in for Lauren Riggs. And for Riggs, that might be a send-off in her final game in the Buchanan Gymnasium.
That must be pretty emotional. Final game at your home court.
That's true. It was a game that we weren't sure for a while if Hempfield was going to have. But here we are. Got 2 players going down for Dallastown. Can Molly McGarry run it down? Yes! Molly McGarry! When she's been on the court tonight, she has made an impact. And Dakota to Cook. Inside, here's Edmond, gonna be called a pushing foul. And now they've put Hempfield in the double bonus, which means they'll get 2 shots from the line here.
Kind of looked like it hurt. Edmond jumped up, and right as she was jumping, she got whacked with her body. Now she has 2 shots at the line.
Yep. That's the 4th foul on Harbold. That one is no good for Edmond. She's been a good foul shooter. And Lauren Riggs, that's not a farewell. She is back on the court. In place of McGarry. You think maybe, we've seen this times this season, Hempfield has rotated Riggs in for defense and then a point guard, be it McGarry or maybe Kira Mattis, who we haven't seen tonight, but we've seen in a lot of games prior to this.
Is that Kira Mattis? All right, you should cut that.
No. I love you, Frank. That is Sophie Herman, who made the all-academic team this week that was announced by the LL League coaches. Congrats to her. she gets on the court in her final game here at home. That one's no good. Edmond cannot get the rebound. Keep it with Dallastown, 1:12 to go. 18-point game. This one's as good as over, but gotta finish it out. You got a lot of subs coming for Hempfield now. Here's a throw across to Kate Figdor, who we just saw come in. And
look at that, Jess.
You could hear the ball off the palm of Jess Weinald's hand as she got it away from Lenethia Shanks. Now you got a timeout, and we're going to see a mass exodus of players here as Mattis, Moffitt, Axe, and McGarry all checked in at the table.
Is it a timeout?
Yes.
What's Dallastown doing?
Having the, well.
I guess the coach doesn't want to talk to them.
I mean, I
think they just mainly took the time out to get the subs in.
Yes, agreed. Dakota is out, Riggs is out, Edmond is out, Weinald is out. It's Herman, McGarry, Axe, Madison, Moffitt right now. Here's Herman, driving and fouled. Sophie Herman will come to the line. 41% foul shooter. She'll get a chance to get some points on the board here with 46.4 seconds to go.
I think the coach did the subs to make sure that our star players stay intact for the next game.
True. And also, I mean, get as many subs in as you can here.
Did you catch what's happening?
We have a foul out. That's what's happening.
No, I meant it.
A foul out.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, that was 5th foul on Ashley Harbaugh. She's out for the night. And Nia Matthews comes in. Herman makes it. And in this her final game at Hempfield, that gets a nice reaction from the crowd. Good to see. Now can Herman make the second? Not quite, but Moffitt gets the rebound. 42 seconds to go. Mattis, McGarry. McGarry got to get back on it. Gets it away to Herman. It goes through her legs and back to Dallastown. And now Kira Mattis is going to have an easy rundown to get it back. 26 seconds to go. Mattis trying to get it across, has it blocked. And it goes out of bounds. And it'll go to Dallastown as Figdor was fighting for it there with 19.8 seconds to go. Hempfield is on their way to somewhere in Philly. We don't know where. It's a neutral location, but if past playoff brackets are an indication, it's going to be somewhere close to the District 1 schools. There's a steal by Mattis. Here is Axe, and that will do it. And the Hempfield Black Knights are heading to the PIAA State Playoffs. 39-20 final score. And for the final time from the Buchanan Gymnasium, this Hempfield team gets a standing ovation that is well-deserved. Frank, heck of a night for the Knights. They really put it on the second half. What are your final thoughts?
It was just good performance overall for everybody. Yeah. The coaching, the players, the energy, and the shots were falling.
Everything clicked. Well, we questioned it was go or go home time for Hempfield. They went tonight. Now they'll be going to the state playoffs. They will play the District 1 champion when the PIAA State Tournament begins on March 6th. But for now, we will say so long from the Hempfield High School, the Buchanan Gym. Hempfield, they're the 7th place team in District 3, and with that, they head to the state playoffs for the first time in quite a long time. For my producer, Lance Kim, colleague Frank Russo, I'm Kasey Kreider, signing off for the final time this winter from the Buchanan Gymnasium. We'll see you soon.
All right.